representing Dance Fusion NYC, representing Mop Top. I rap, I dance, I produce music, I DJ, I do a little bit of everything. I've been in the industry since 1989, dancing professionally. I've been dancing to the music since like 1986. Um, house for me is very important because it came to me at a time in my life where things weren't going so well, and so I had house music to help uplift me. If I ever had problems with my family, with my mom, I could go to the house clubs and I could release myself. When I first got introduced to it, the first song that I heard was from Fingers, and it was called Love, The Mystery of Love. And Mystery of Love for me was special because it's a song that kind of takes you on a journey. It has a real strong bass line, and it has a lot of intricate stuff within the music that I really personally enjoy. And so that's like one song that kind of stood out for me and made me want to learn more about house. Now, as far as house music in Chicago is concerned, Frankie Knuckles was a famous DJ who used to spin in New York City. He used to DJ in New York City. People from Chicago came to New York City and got Frankie Knuckles, and they brought him to Chicago. At the time, it was only called disco music. So he played disco music. And so he went and he played at this club called the Warehouse. And the reason why the term house for the music that was played was because that was the music that came from the club called the Warehouse. So instead of saying, give me the music, if you go to a record store to buy a song, you wouldn't say, give me the Warehouse music. They would say, give me the house music. I want house music. And that's how the term house music started. Now what's important is when Frankie Knuckles came playing the disco, at the same time, people and not too far from Chicago, they decided to have a Disco Sucks campaign where they asked everybody to bring any disco record they had to a big, huge stadium. And what they did is they took the records there and they broke them up. But the thing about that was that it wasn't only house records that they brought. They brought soul records. They brought any black music they had, and artists from Bob Marley to Marvin Gaye. It wasn't only disco. So after that happened, it was difficult for any person who played disco music to get work. And so what happened was there was a radio station in Chicago that decided that if they were going to play the disco records, the ones that people really danced to and liked, but they would only play the break. They would only play the good part of the song part of the song that everybody just goes crazy. And so that's how it began. When they started to do that, then people started to like the fact that they would only play the breaks, which is kind of similar to hip-hop because that's how hip-hop started. Kool Herc would play a James Brown song and just a break, and then buy another song so he can extend the break. Henceforth, house did the same thing. And then, again, that's how it started. And then eventually, they went and started getting equipment to try to make their own music. And then, the rest is history. That is how house started. Now, again, Frankie Knuckles came from New York and went to Chicago. So that's why New York and Chicago will always have a connection within the music. If you talk about the dance that I do, the dance that everyone around the world is doing, that comes from New York. We were kids that were like 16, 17 years old, going to the club and listening and hearing these music, disco tracks, house tracks, and we were exchanging information, and we didn't know that we were creating a dance. Now 20 years later, we understand how important it is, one, what we were doing, and two, when you meet people like you guys from Russia and you want to know the history. so we see how important it is. So that's it. You know, me, myself, I see myself as one piece of the puzzle. There are many pieces to the puzzle, and there are many stories. My story is just one. And for me, you know, house is something very special. It's like the only music that, you know, you can just let your mind drift. While you're dancing, you could be thinking about something else and kind of lose yourself in the music and become one with the music. That's a special thing for me, you know. I also have a special message. There was a gentleman. I was judging a contest, and he came to me, and he asked me, what did I think, or why didn't he win? And I think I told him that he was offbeat, and he got angry because when my friend came, and he told my friend the same thing, he said he wanted to curse me. The worst thing you could do is ask me for help, and I try to help you, and then you don't want it. I do this because I love it. So if people ask me to do something, I'm more than willing to tell you. So for the gentleman that was offbeat, you have to just listen to the music. And that goes for anybody. You have to listen to the music. You have to let the music get inside here. It's not here. It's here. Because once it gets inside your heart, then it moves you without you even wanting to move. You'll find yourself doing things you never thought you could do. You know, house is love. House didn't come from the battle. House came from love. This child was born out of love. And it's beautiful. And for those who are in it now, I welcome you. I say enjoy it and help it grow. So I helped it grow to this point. That's me and my people, all the people that you know up until this point. Now your job is to help it grow further. So I've been doing it for 20 years. So that means that it should be around another 20 years after. Like locking, like popping, like b-boying, like hip-hop. It should have the same staying power. It is the youngest dance of all street dances. So that's another thing that people need to know. The house is still a baby, and she's still growing. And we're still nurturing her, we're still feeding her, we're still helping her take her steps so that she can grow further. The message that I would like to give the young dancers in Russia is do what you believe in. Don't do it if you don't believe in it, because it won't help me and it won't help you. And the last thing I want to say is we have to keep it alive. It's up to me and it's up to you. My name is Big Leaf. I represent Dance Fusion, peace, love, and happiness.